Ready?
Set, go. Jeez Louise.
How are we gonna keep up with Emma today?
Yeah, I don't know. I do know steeplechase sounds intense.
Well, let's go meet her and find out.
All right. Bet I'll beat you there.
Yeah.
I'm Emma Coburn. I'm a steeplechaser for the United States, and I won a bronze medal in the 2016 Rio Olympics. When I feel like I'm hitting the wall, I try and tell myself that this is what I'm good at. This is what my body's made to do. It's supposed to hurt and it's supposed to be hard. That's when we improve, when we're in pain and we push through it.
Hey.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
You too as well. Being in the Olympics, what is that like?
My very first Olympics was 2012, and I was a college junior and really just happy to be there. When I qualified for the Rio Olympics, my second time, that one was more business, and I was able to win bronze there.
So when it got closer to training for the Olympics, what was your training like? Do you have an on season and off season?
My training is pretty much identical 365 days a year. Like this past year, I took 2 days off the whole year from running, 60 to 90 minutes of running in the morning, going to the gym, and then sometimes a run in the evening.
I'm ready to get training.
All right, should we go to the gym? All right, here we are at the gym. I really try and focus on kind of injury prevention, moving my body in a functional way, and getting strong and powerful for the water jump. So we're gonna start with a little bit of a warm-up before we hit the weights. All right, so let's go into downward dog. And then we're gonna lunge forward with our left leg. Up, yep, and then try and, touch your elbow to your ankle, a little stretch. And then right arm to the sky. And reach up and get a nice twist in your back. It's really important for running to have good thoracic mobility. Feel that stretch in your back. And then put your right knee down and sit back, get a little hamstring stretch. And then up, and you should feel a nice psoas, hip flexor, TFL stretch on this side. And if you put your arms up, you'll get a little bit more in your stomach as well. You guys feeling this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm really excited to learn her way of training.
What she said.
The last bit of our warm-up, we're gonna grab those balls there. I'm a 10-pounder, so I'm gonna give you the 12. I'm gonna give you the 14.
Thank you.
All right, so we're gonna line up here again and then head that way. You're gonna lunge forward and then fall to the ground and then back up and then like this. And then everything really engaged for our lift. We're moving functionally.
No pun intended, but you're having to think about your next step.
You should kind of be feeling it everywhere. Yeah. All right. All right, you guys feel nice and warm?
Yeah.
All right, now do the real part of the workout, focusing on a lot of core, hip, glute strength. Jumping over stuff when you're tired is tough, so we're trying to build that power and strength. So we'll put our shoes on and get going. All right, so we're gonna do what I call dumbbell thrusters. So let's go grab our weights. We're gonna go into a squat and then power up, arms up. So we'll do this 6 times.
This is like a full body workout right here. Explode.
So the next thing we're gonna do is my favorite thing in the gym. It closely replicates the water jump and kind of the power and feeling you need going off the water pit. And step up, nice and powerful. Try and flex your foot. Yeah, that way, perfect. Nice and strong. feeling it in your core, your hips.
It's got to be one of the most challenging parts is that jump when it comes.
Yeah. But yeah, you can kind of get a sense of what the steeplechase is like and what that kind of, in a race, when we come up on something and we have to like power off, because it's a 12-foot pit and we're running into it, so we have to jump and have a lot of strength and power and balance. And we're just trying to have good posture, good stability, not wobbling too much.
It's always the up part.
Yeah.
It's the hard. It's going down is easy, and the hard part is going back up.
I have one leg that's a little bit better. That feels a little bit easier. All right, so the last thing we're gonna do in the gym before we head to the track is just some mobility, tucking our hips, getting that really nice pull. Do you guys feel it in your
That's money.
hip flexor there? You guys must work on stuff like this. Most runners have a really hard time sitting like this, so very impressed.
Why is that?
We just don't work a lot on mobility. We often just work on the endurance side of it and running the miles, and people often neglect the weight room and the flexibility and the mobility.
Well, that's probably why you're an Olympian, because you do stuff like this, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Now that we're all primed and ready, I think we're ready to hit the track. Do you guys feel good?
Ready.
All right,
Let's do it.
wanna race there?
Against you?
Go!
Oh, man. Steeplechase started in Ireland as a horse race between cities.
Using the highly visible church steeples as guides between towns, the riders navigated their way through the countryside across small streams.
Modern athletic steeplechase takes its name from this equestrian sport, but ditches the horses and cross-country course for a foot race with a series of obstacles on a track.
Steeplechase has been a part of the modern Olympic Games since their inception, but the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase was not introduced until the 2008 Beijing Summer Games.
Welcome to the track, guys. We got the Hitting the Wall challenge now. We're gonna do one lap with 5 hurdles. Usually my race is 7.5 laps with a water jump, but we're making it a little more accessible today for you guys. Ready?
Ready.
Set, go. All right, halfway, almost there. All right, keep it up. Good job, guys. Good job. Congratulations, you are the Hitting the Wall champion. You looked awesome. You closed so strong. You know, maybe another day.
I'm never gonna hear the end of this one, I'll tell you that much. Man, I'm a sprinter. I'll run fast, but long distance, I'm gonna need some work. I'm gonna need some work on that one.
It's close, but, you know, close doesn't cut it when it comes to a race. And those hurdles were no joke.
Meeting Austin and Julian was super fun. I didn't quite know what to expect. Their spirit on the track was awesome.
Meeting Emma was such a pleasure. She was totally down to earth. She definitely whipped her butt into shape, so that was good.
She's very committed to her training, so it was cool to learn.
I'm definitely gonna start running more. It was a cool experience.
Next time on Hitting the Wall, we'll be meeting up with Claudia and Jacqueline, 2 members of the Canadian artistic swimming team. Will we be in sync, or will we just plain sink? Let's find out.